Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hello, my friends. There we are again. Meeting on my roof, no matter where we are. Okay, I'll start to talk about the question Marie asked per email. She asked me, please talk about the here now. There's not much to talk about. She's asking, but here now, it's only a nanosecond here now. And it continuously changes. For any thought, anything that is happening is going away from the here now. It's a bit confusing when we talk about the here now, that one thinks it's a point in time. It's not. It's not even a second, nor half a second, nor a hundredth of a second, nor a nanosecond. Here, now, is timeless. And Marie, you're right. Whatever you think about it, you're actually moving into the current of time. All the thoughts are within time-space. All the actions, all the experiences are in that current. Then what is this here now? I'm always talking about, to come back to connect. If we think, now I connect with the here, now, then of course this is a thought. But the thought may help us to direct the attention to the now, to the timeless. All the means that we use to connect with that, they are all right. Be it self-inquiry, be it watching the physical sensations, watching the breath, watching the thoughts, being in a communion with God. It all connects with that is which is prior to it, which is not a thought, which we need not think out, and yet it's always there, that sense of beingness, that sense of existence. It doesn't have some kind of a limit in time. The current of this manifestation is moving, and from moment to moment, little parts of it lighting up and give it a moment a sense of reality. But this timelessness is where you are, where you really are. Even if we are overlooking it all the time, that's what really is our home. And so all our attempts, they are somehow attempts to bring the attention home to its natural state, to its natural abode, which is not in time, but timeless now. The moment we turn away from the obsession with thoughts and relax. There is that awareness of just beingness. There is that awareness of a sense of presence, which is always there, although overlooked all the time. If we learn to bring the attention back to that again and again, and more function from that perspective, then the whole becomes a play. When we stop taking all the events so serious, and we are aware this world is a magic show. It's continuously changing, That unchangeable, timeless beingness, sense of presence is there all the time. And we can connect with that. And here, now, in that, there is no pain, there is no suffering. Even if the attention is immersed in that, as long as the body exists, there is sometimes body pain. Can't be helped. If there is a body, sometimes it hurts. But we are not suffering because of that. If you are not identifying with it, if you are not identifying with the different scenes of this current, then it's just a play. Continuously changing, enriching that sense of presence for the experience. That's the mystery of it. The essence doesn't change and yet gets enriched through the experience all the time. Seems a contradiction, but it is the best that can be put in words. All our sadhanas, all our spiritual attempts, they are somehow or other to just connect with that. It doesn't matter if you do it more as a yogi or as a devotee or as a jnani. The flavor of the practice is different, but the job to withdraw from the obsessions of the mind, the attachments of the mind, and bring that attention back to the timeless of the now, it's the same, no matter how we are going about it. Talk about the timeless, the here now. We can just circle around, point to it, but we cannot directly talk about it. And yet, everybody knows that perfectly well. If you just relax for a moment without thinking, then that awareness is there, that awareness of the presence, totally familiar. Because it has never been absent, it's always first. And there is an experience that is there first. It's at the base and makes the experience possible. Basically, it's so simple. We just create all these complications with the mind, and with our mental attachments, it's getting often very hard and difficult. But the basic mechanism of just letting all that go and just be here now is simple. Somehow we have to get convinced that it is simple, that it's not complicated, that it's not something that we can achieve after a long, long struggle, with complicated practices. It's never absent, it's here, it's now. All right, Mari, I leave the subject now. And I'm asking you, is there anyone who would like to say something? You're welcome to come in.
Hi, Werner, it's Udi.
Hello, Udi.
I want to continue go around this timeless issue because it can create, at least for me, a feeling of fear. Not understanding, not knowing, not touching, whatever. And from time to time,
Arunachala, please turn your microphone off. Ah, thank you. Udi, you have to say something to come in again.
Yeah.
There you are.
What helped, at least for me, circle around this is knowing that there are people that can create, can create for me a sense of security.
Yeah.
And I just wake up this morning to the understanding that the teacher, the peace warrior Thich Nhat Hanh left us.
Yes.
This night.
Right.
And as he said, there is no beginning and there is no end, that there are only changes of formation.
Yes.
And it can, those words can help us getting the sense of security.
Yeah.
But when a disciplined or student lost his teacher or his guru, it seemed to me that he can be stuck, on top of the cleft and getting the feeling of fears from the here and now back. What we can do.
Yes, we have gotten used to it, to feel secure if we understand the situation. That if we can look through the situation, if we can understand the connections, if we then it gives us the sense that we are somewhat on top of it and in control of it, and it's not something that is unknown. And for the mind, it can be scary to accept that that which we are looking for cannot be known, cannot be understood, cannot be put into boxes like this. But it's only scary from the level of the mind. Again, please, Arunachala, turn off your microphone. So, it is not scary at all, because it's that which gives you the life. It's that which supports you. It's that out of which the whole experience comes. It's simply the old habit that we want to be somehow in control of the situation, or at least understand the situation properly, that can produce that sense of fear, because we just have to capitulate. You can understand the mechanism, how you can detach, how you can put the attention in the right direction, but that timeless, cannot be understood, but you are that. It's that sense of presence that is there the moment you stop thinking and relax. It's just there in its beauty. There is nothing scary about it. In its life-giving quality, in its creativity, bubbling with joy. Even these are descriptions that are simply indications. It's not really quite right. No description is quite right. When the fear comes, then accept that the fear is there. Don't think there is something wrong, then just accept, okay, it's a bit scary for the mind, so let it be, let the fear be there. Don't get waylaid because of the fear, just relax in spite of that.
But part of what they create for me is a scary situation is I would call it the fluctuation between knowing the timeless thing, not as a knowledge or as a thought, but knowing it.
Yeah.
And the different point that thinking about that, bringing it, talking about it, using my intellect for that, and this fluctuation, at least for me, create instability.
Yeah.
I can call it instability or fear.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have the feeling that the help or the knowing of your teacher is very helpful in keeping this fluctuation less intense.
Yes. I mean, it's extremely rare that somebody consciously touches that timeless and then just stay with it. Actually, it practically doesn't happen. Maybe a few rare exceptions. For all of us, there is a period, a shorter period or a longer period, where you sometimes dive into it, and then you are again out of old habit, ejected and taken up with the circumstances, and that may sometimes be a bit turbulent and scary even. But notice that it can't really hurt you. It can't really hurt what is important. It's just for the mind, it's a bit a bumpy ride sometime to get sucked again, having known for a moment, for a period, the touch of timelessness, and then getting sucked in again, and all goes up and down and left and right. We just have to learn not to take it so serious anymore when it happens. Okay, it happens, got me again. Now I come back as good as I can.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? You're welcome. "34 people are here. Nobody wants to talk." But we just talked with Uri. Of course, fear is one of the obstacles. Fear is one of the obstacles to let go, because it's unknown, because it's not within all the structures that we have learned to hold on to understand, to deal with it. Now Udi says that the going to and fro is scary, right? Of course, the mind, it can be a bit scary, but basically fear is an obstacle and we have to learn to accept. If we are afraid of being afraid, then it's really difficult to deal with. So we have to learn to accept, okay, sometimes fear comes. And if we are not resisting, if we withdraw the attention from what brought the fear about and just watch the fear in the present, see how it is manifesting, see what it is doing to your experience and relax, then fear is not a big problem. Then it stops being a real obstacle. Is there anyone who would like to come in? Please come.
Hi, Werner.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I have a question about free will.
Yeah.
You have all the events that happen, and is our free will just the way we react to it, or do we really choose what happens?
The age-old question.
Yeah, it keeps on. I don't get it for the moment. So
yeah, philosophers have been fighting about that since time immemorial. What can we choose? What do we choose? Do we choose anything at all? That the present moment can manifest the way it's manifesting, there are many influences. And our choice, what we are giving into this present situation, is just one aspect of many aspects. So we may choose, and maybe it may tip the scale, but we may choose and it may just not do anything because too many other influences are there. So we can bring our creativity into the situation, try to turn the situation the way we would like to. It may work or it may not work. But we certainly have the choice how we are reacting to it. You asked in the beginning, is that the only choice we have? We have more than that, but we can at least learn not to get sort of overwhelmed by the situation and being pulled into dark holes if it's not according to our liking. There are the two extreme views. One hand, they say you have total freedom. You can choose and do whatever you like. And the other extreme says you have absolutely no freedom. It's all predestined and you cannot change anything. And neither of them is completely right. Neither of them is completely wrong. It's just simply not. But the magic of what is going on is not that you can put it into a concept like this. the more you are connected with truth, the more you are connected with yourself, the more powerful will be your input into the current of events. And the more you will have the possibility to turn events in a positive, into a creative way. The more we are identified and just swept along by the events, the less powerful is our personal input into the.
Yeah, I understand that.
So the more you learn to be now connected with yourself into the timeless we have been talking about, the freer you are, the more powerful you are to choose events, to shape events, but still there will be other influences. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's not that you can say it's like this or like that. The whole thing is continuously moving. You cannot say a concept, this is the truth, or this is the truth. You have freedom, but it's changing. It depends the amount of other influences that are there. But the rule of thumb is that your line where you can influence things gets longer and longer the more self-conscious you are. The more you are self-conscious, the less meaning has a horoscope, for example. Because the horoscope is the story that when you are born, that can be predicted, and as long as we are just half asleep going through our life, it may just unroll itself as it was bound to happen. But once we start to stop and connect, then something new comes in it, something more powerful. And the more you are functioning from that perspective, the less that destiny, that story has any power. And the horoscope becomes more and more meaningless. So you have the power to choose. It may work out, it may not work out. And then it's good to accept. If it doesn't work out, okay, you accept it as God's will. So act as if you have free will. Act as if you can choose. At the same time, accept the outcome of it as God's will, whether it works or whether it doesn't work.
Oh, super to know. Thank you, Werner.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hariom. Hariom.
Hariom, Hariom.
How is your health?
Oh, I am much better.
You're much better.
2022 is a good year, I think. I even work a few days in the week, so.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yes, you're looking better.
Yes.
Good.
Thanks for asking.
Continue like this.
Sure.
Okay. Hariom.
Hariom, Hariom.
Is there anybody else who would like to come in?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm Christina. Om
Hello,
Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Uli, why I can see you? I see. We were talking about now we are in this situation. There are dark forces and we are light forces. And the energy going down and up, and we really have to remind ourselves to be in this now. What about when we going a little bit weaker and these energies attached to us and we don't even know, and they are feeding from our energy or whatever. I see in this virus too, like when we are lower vibration, then the attachment is bigger. But in this case, we surrounded now with this, and we have to stay really, really strong.
Yes.
But what my question is, we're talking about light, vibration, everything. What about these entities? They can attach to us. Can we help ourselves to be in this pure light and love? Is this enough? Or we have to, like, I go out and I come back, and for example, I clean my room and reinigen and myself to purify it. Somehow, I just want that you say something about, because once you said these dark forces and so, but you never brought this part of. I'm experiencing too through some things in night also or whatever. But is this anything that you can say?
Right. Basically, what you said is right. It's enough to stay with the light, to really fully connect with that. Sometimes you may pick up some other influence, but then if you stay with the pure light, with the light forces, they cannot stay. They cannot stick really there and hurt you. And even if it sticks out for some time and tries to hurt you, if you stay with the light, eventually it has to go. So don't be afraid of it, because when you are afraid of it, you are also attracting it and opening up to them. And you spoke about entities. So dark entities, of course, when there are dark forces, then there are also subtle entities there, but they are like the monkeys in India. They come after you if you are afraid, but if you show them courage and strength, then they run away. They don't have much power. They have power if we give them power. And we give them power when we are afraid of them and think, oh, it's terrible, all these influences that are there. So just be sure about yourself. And then when you are in places where there are negative influences, then it's possible that when you come out that you feel like you have to disengage a bit that stuff that is there, but it can't really hurt you. Now, of course, it's turbulent. So much is going on in such an intensity. So much more is it important that we are self-confident. Self-confident doesn't mean believing in the me, I. But self-confident means that capacity to connect with the self. And if that capacity is there, then we become aware this is an aspect, the self cannot be hurt. It cannot be touched. And the more you connect with that, the less fear you have, the less these things can stick. They may come along, they go.
Yes, I understand this. I never have fear because sometimes when I have experience also, I say nothing and no one can touch me and hurt me.
Yeah.
So this is this strength in me, and the light what is, and this trust is stronger than anything. But what about when unconscious you are sometimes slipped out from these strengths?
Yes.
And sometimes you feel like not having energy, not having lust of doing anything, like you are not yourself, is something that is not right. That's what happened last time with me, and then strengths come in me to remember who I am. And then I connected so strongly to this to help me. Then I received this suddenly light body, or I felt so different, better.
Yes.
But when I will not knowing, for example, like others, they don't knowing what's going on, and some dark entity or shadow or whatever suck your energy out. How they can hold the strength for this, or be in this strong power in this time to keep them, because we are isolated. Also, we are rely on ourselves and the light and love what we carry in.
Well,
and now I try to talk, to be understand from other perspective, because it's not everything what is shining and looking, we trying, oh, that is beautiful and everything is good and so, but still is some shadows waiting, and that's happening.
Yeah.
And we in this time trying to be light in this darkness. And sometimes I realize I wasn't so strong. That took me time to have this power to manifest this what I am.
Yeah. And as the time is passing, you are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And actually, you asked them, what about others who don't have that awareness? Well, you can just give them your example, but people cannot be helped except if they want to be helped. And most of the time, if you would try to talk to people who don't want to see that, who don't want to listen to that, then they just get angry and defensive. So don't talk to people except if you feel there is a clear opening response, and there you can give pointers that may help them. But otherwise, the best help that you can give is be strong in your own centeredness. And even if it happens that somehow we forget and slip into other mechanisms out of old habits, then once we become aware, there got me again, and then you come back.
Yes.
And get that much the stronger. That's basically all you can do. but that much we can do.
Yes. That is this big show now, and to stay in this, what we are, what is, and seeing these others in human body, then you don't know who they are and what you are, because behind could be something that the force can take the manifestation in.
Anyhow, you need not wreck your brains about that and wonder what is there and what are they doing and this and that. You just stay rooted in your strength, in your confidence. And then it's somehow harmonizing it in your external life. Sometimes there will be confrontation. Sometimes, most probably, in the not all too far future will be a lot of confrontations worldwide.
Turbulence.
Turbulence. Yeah. It's boiling.
Yes.
And about to come to the surface. But the best is just to stay rooted.
Mm-hmm.
Be strong in that and radiate. And then it happens that you can give a helping hand here, a helping hand there. If somebody, some negative force comes too close, you can push it away. But
can you, Werner, say something like push away? How, like push away? Like I can only say nobody can touch me and I'm safe, I'm light and love, and so is anything that as well, yesterday I was meditate and connected and surround myself with the light that will purify my whole body, and everything what is will be released in this.
Yeah,
that's what I've done.
Yeah,
and can you say something that will help me or someone, something, or that was right, what I've done to receive this strength and this inner peace inside?
right, exactly. That's the main important thing to do. You asked about pushing away. I mean, you can, in a certain situation, when you feel a negative influence come, you can sort of give it an energetic push and go. But you need not be busy with that all the time and, and try to push things around. What you said is the main thing to do, is the important thing to do.
Yes, that's what I just feel like I have to talk about it, because last longer time, I was hiding myself, going back, losing energy. You know, I feel like not me. And then suddenly I said, that's enough. That is ridiculous. And then, you know, sometimes you have to confront yourself, what you are, what you like the earth losing the pole now a little bit, and we go through this energy, but now inside here is always the same.
Right.
So when we go a little bit so we have to always return here conscious to be total in light and love.
Right.
And that's what's happening yesterday. That was so powerful. that was so free that I went to shop and buy myself flowers.
Very nice.
And now I can laugh, I'm open, I can talk to you. I don't have to hide myself and be in this self and don't know what's happening. And so somehow we need help. Doesn't matter how strong we are. Sometimes it's nice to talk.
Yes, sometimes it's nice to talk.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om
Werner,
Namah Shivaya.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. All right. Is there somebody else who would like to come in?
Hello, Werner.
Hello, Leora.
I thought I wouldn't be able to join today, so I prepared the questions and I thought I would maybe send it to you, but I am here. So my question is about a sentence that is, there's a song by Simon and Garfunkel singing, flowers never bend with the rain. And they have this sentence, I continue and continue to pretend that life will never end. So it's like, again, it's, of course I understand what they mean, but I thought I would like to hear your reflections about it, because it's like when I spoke the other time about living with the death and how does it actually affect my life, whether I continue to pretend or whether I remind myself that life will end, maybe in 1 hour.
Yeah.
Hope that, because I expect my son and his wife to come, but yeah, it might happen, of course.
Right. If we just push that thought away, if we leave and think it goes on forever, then it's much more because we are attached to the little things and totally subject to whether it turns nice, whether it turns not nice. That, the idea of that is a very good help to put things in perspective. Because if you think of the fact that everything that we have accumulated, all our relationships, all our possessions, everything can just be over in one split moment, that the whole story we are in can be over, then that puts things in perspective. We have less the tendency to get so attached to everything. But okay, things come and go and move all the time. It's for some time. It's a scene in a theater, and eventually the curtain falls.
Yeah, now these days are the best period to actually practice it, because the change is so rapid,
yeah,
and so real that even if I do get attached to something, in 10 minutes I will, maybe get attached to something else, but it's reality actually does change now all the time, practically.
Visible reality.
Yeah, physical reality, that's true. So they also sing, they have this, in the same song, I don't know what is real, I don't know what I feel, and I keep hiding behind the shield of my illusion, which is more or less the same as the other sentence. So you say physical reality.
I said actually visible reality.
Yeah, I understand. So I thought, you know, about like stream of life. There's this sound of quietude, which is a sound that I hear it rather often. It's a sound that is in the atmosphere. It's like a zzz that I can hear, and it really, sometimes it's annoying, but usually it's actually rather not so much relaxing, but it's very real. There's no way to shut off this sound. There's no way to control it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's actually the stream of life, but it's nothing to catch. It's nothing to be attached to.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. It's not unpleasant, actually. It's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So stream of life is also not real. It's not real. Stream of life is not real. What is stream of life? It's like a river. A river is real maybe, but stream of life, what is a stream of life?
It's like the river. It's continuously changing, continuously the same. It's what is experienced, what is observed. Even if we are not consciously observing, still, actually, you are not moved by that stream, what you really are. And you observe that self is observing. Observing is just happening of all the experiences, all the things that coming and going. So if you hear a sound like this, that can be helpful if you focus on the sound to be with that timeless now.
Yeah.
To make it into a help to connect. You were wondering whether you start again that Tibetan that meditation. Did you do that?
Yeah, but I actually didn't do it this week, the passing week. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But I actually didn't. But obviously, somehow I'm letting go of some fear and some fear of not controlling.
Yeah.
Of of losing control, and some fear about not understanding, and because it's so chaotic now.
Yeah.
So somehow I feel, yeah, I don't know why, I just wasn't maybe attracted to it. I thought I wanted to do it, but maybe I wasn't attracted enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it all goes around the same essence, the same, I don't know, maybe not idea, but the same.
Yeah, essence
Same
is
sound.
the good word.
Essence, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to be aware about the changeable reality, that it's changing all the time and you can't hold really anything. And so don't get attached to it, don't get obsessed with it, but playfully deal with it as it comes, as it is there, as it goes.
What do you mean don't get attached to it? I'm not sure.
The attachment is that we clinging to things. We don't want the situation that is there now, that it passes.
Yeah.
And then we hold on to, and it's still passing. And then we are miserable.
Okay, right.
Or then we feel, that is so wonderful, so we try to bring it about again, and it doesn't work, and we are miserable. The opposite is also there. There are situations we don't like, so we want to push them away. We have a negative attachment. And in spite of our pushing, they're still there. And again, we are miserable because it's not happening. And we have all our agenda, what should and should not happen. And the things that should not happen, they are still happening. And then we are again miserable because it's happening and we don't want. And we have all these ideas what should happen. And if it doesn't happen, we are again miserable. That's the attachment, that we fix our ideas, hold on to things that have happened, hold on to situations, hold on to material things, and take our fake security from that. But it's changing all the time, and it will always lead to pain. It will always lead to suffering.
Yeah, so as I said, this period now, also security, it shows very clearly there's no security, there's no stability. Actually, life is not about security and stability. Even though all my life, I've tried to create somehow, to build up to security and to stability, but now actually change is the new stability in a way. I mean,
yeah.
Change is here to stay very, very clearly. I mean, there's no way I can plan, and as I said, in 10 minutes it changes.
Yes.
So
yes.
the fear can get very, very big in such situations, and I feel for myself there is a letting go, because it just like it's like that now. There's no way. There's nothing I can do. Nothing whatsoever. Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. It's out of your hands, and so you can let go of the idea of external stability that you have to build up, and instead of that, you become aware of that stability that is there. That there is something in you that is like a rock. It is not moving like with these things. That is unaffected, unconcerned about the whole thing. There is the real stability.
Yeah. Thank you, Werner.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hario. Hario. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? You're welcome.
Hari Om, Werner.
Hari Om. Maria.
Hello.
Haven't seen you a while, huh?
For a while, yeah.
Yeah.
Werner, I have more than a question. It's about the topic. My tendency is to be very active. And yesterday night, I had a very good moment where I came up with a long list of things that I would like to do.
Yeah.
And it just may take me about 6 months, roughly. But it felt really good. It's projects that of things that, yeah, I care about and I think I have capacity for, and it feels good.
Yeah.
And I had gone through several days before of really my mind is spinning with all that stuff, really strong spinning, and this very stressful, because it's like, oh God, it's so much. When am I going to do it? And la la la. But then I sat down with a picture of my teacher, writing in my diary in the last 2 days, and the whole thing has come down to that list that feels good. So I'm really pleased about it. It gives me a lot of peace when I was doing that. And this morning when I woke up, it was the clarity that I am very interested in right action is something that I'm always interested in doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And the clarity came that there is a level of discomfort that I experience when I have the feeling that I am not doing the right thing. But I also feel uncomfortable when I'm coming out of my comfort zone. So it was like, it's interesting because there is discomfort in both situations. And I know in order to grow, I need to do things that are out of my comfort zone. There is no way out of that. And so the topic is this discomfort. There is a discomfort that seems to be necessary to expand, to let go of control, the mind control, obsessive mind control. And at the same time, there is a discomfort that feels, that doesn't feel right. That is when I feel I am out of alignment. That's the best way I could put it. So if you could please talk about it a bit, whatever you think is, resonates on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to switch off my camera because I'm in the middle of central London. I think it's
you are in the
just better
streets of London, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Of course, the mind can be discomfortable, uncomfortable with anything that we feel we are not in control. It's beyond our capacity. Or is it right? Is it wrong? Is it the whole thing? But you said it already at the end, with alignment. If your attention is aligned with yourself, the more the attention is aligned with yourself, the more you have a deep comfort, which is more than the mental comfort. Then on the mental level, still, there may be challenges that come, that you have to deal with, that go. But it doesn't take you out of your comfort, of your real comfort. Our comfort zone that we are creating in the mind, that of course, that sometimes has to be shaken up. It's good to do so in order to not get stuck in and go round and round and round in the same place all the time. Now you had a lot of things that you think that you have to do, and you said for sometimes it was spinning in your head, and then somehow you managed to put it into proportions, and then you're at peace. Why are you at peace? Because you're not more indulging into fear. Oh, it's too much, I can't do it. You can have all your ideas, what you need to do in the near future, in the next 6 months, and then be open that it works out or doesn't work out the way you plan. You just give it your creativity. It's also a part of our self-importance, the me, who wants to be sure that I'm going to be successful, that everything turns out the way I want, You can bring your creativity in the current. You can bring your life force in the current. And many things may turn out the way you want, and many things may not turn out the way you want. And then you said about it's very important that you have the feeling that you are doing the right thing. Often it's a tricky question because everything is relative and has positive and negative aspects. But to know how to do the right thing is not to think too much about it, but then when you are on the way, on the course of action, that you feel within yourself. Does it feel right? And if it feels right, then you go to it. It may still happen later that you may think about certain things that, oh, maybe that was not the most favorable thing to do, but it doesn't matter. When you do it and you feel it's right, then it's the right thing to do at that time. So don't question all the time, is it right, is it wrong, is it right, is it wrong? Do that which you feel is right. And then, even if you make mistakes, so-called mistakes, these are also situations where we learn, where we grow. We can go about the whole life story in a more and more playful way. When we remember this is relative, this is changing all the time. There is that base that is not changing. So you stay with that, right? You use the word alignment. You align with that. And then you play your life. And then it can't shake you up so easily.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels good. It feels creative energy.
Yes.
Yeah, it has been a beautiful process the last 3 days, going from that chaos and stress to coming to see those things in writing. Writing seems to help.
Yeah.
And then feeling it, and then feeling the peace, and it's like, yeah, is what you're saying. Is when you feel the peace, there is that sense of, yes, this is, and I agree. It's not about a fixed plan. It's just at this moment looks like the guidance, and then it evolves in its own way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I've been very aware. When I sent a message to you as well about lately about how the mental processes that go rather crazy sometimes when often in the morning after the meditation, after having a very deep meditation, the mind starts looking for what shall I do next?
Yeah.
You know,
right.
but it's micro, absolutely micro. It's, shall I move the chair now or shall I take a glass of water? It's like absolute micromanagement.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, when it's happening, it's stressful. It's very stressful.
Yeah.
But I'm understanding that now I am aware.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You just learn how to take it serious. It may still come, but then if you don't take it serious, it loses its power. Laugh about it. Smile about it.
Yeah, because it's quite ridiculous. Yeah. It's like being an ant. It's almost like being this little insect, you know, and almost like that. Feels like
Yeah.
moving around. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Werner.
You are
Very
welcome.
helpful. Thank you.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
I'm just doing a little moment here, something. Okay, there we are. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? We have some more time. Now, what Maria said at the end, this kind of micro things suddenly become important. Actually, it doesn't matter whether things are small things, meaningless things, or big things, so-called meaningful things. If we are getting worked up about it, if we make them big, then any damn little thing may be huge and maybe can become a real issue. And if we don't do that, then even the big decisions in the drama, in the big drama of life, don't become such a big issue anymore. We just let the situations come, deal with it, and let it go. Playfully, joyously, more and more relaxed. Is there anyone who would like to come?
Hi, Werner.
Hello,
Hi. Can you see me? And Maya.
Maya. Yes, hello.
How are you?
Oh, quite fine. How are you?
I have 2 questions. I noticed during the years, the practice of the years, that there is a very meaningful difference between being connected and not being connected.
Yeah.
And when I say being connected, I explain what it means for me. When I say that I'm connected, it's to be connected with the sense of presence, with the sense of knowing. And when I'm connected, it doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing, what's happening. There is just a very sweet pleasure, like a happiness that it's always there.
Yeah.
And when there is connection, the senses like getting sharper. Every sound, every smell, everything I see is it's just beautiful. There is no stories. There is no right and bad. right or wrong. Even there is thoughts and stories, I can see that it's only a story,
Yeah.
not the truth.
Right.
When I'm not connected, it's like more like a sleeping. Most of the attention is going through the talking mind to do blah, 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 stories. All the attention is there. Life is happening, but like I'm not really there in life.
Yeah.
You know, senses, the feelings, everything going on, but it's not that I'm really there. All the attention is in the stories. The stories look very, very true.
Yeah.
Now I found out that the most important things for me is to be connected. I can't find anything more important and meaningful from being connected. But the problem that when I connect, I know I'm connected.
Yeah.
But when I'm not, I don't know I'm connected. It's like sleeping.
Yeah, right.
So the two questions is, one is, when you say connect, is it felt the same for you as for me? Do we talk about the same connection? And the second question is how to be connected all the time.
Yeah.
100%. I noticed when I have a strong attention to be connected, and more it's happened spontaneously, but I want all the time to be connected. How to make it happen?
How to make it happen? So the first, yes, we're talking about the same thing when we talk about connection. And the second, how can we make it permanent? The thing is, you don't have really a control over it. You connect as good as you can, and then out of habit, your attention is ejected again. And as you said, then you are not aware that you are not connected, but then at a certain moment you become aware, and there you connect. And how to do it to be all the time connected? Well, every time you consciously reconnect, you're getting closer to that. It's not that one day you can now decide, and now I'm going to connect forever and ever. You can decide, but still it may happen so many times that your attention is again jerked out, that you find yourself completely identified with the stories, and and then you become aware, and there you just reconnect. Do that consequently. Whenever you become aware that you now there has been a chunk of time I was not connected, don't make a fuss about it. Don't scold yourself. Don't waste time being worried about it. Just the moment you become aware that that connection is not so pure, you reconnect as good as you can, and you relax. Consequently, whether you are sitting alone, whether you are with people, whether you are inactive, whether you are active, when you become aware, there's not much of a connection, just reconnect. And then it happens, as you said, it happens spontaneously. You just are there, connected, you effortlessly, you don't do anything, it's still there. But then the mind starts again, and we get into stories and get attached and slip out of it. But if you continue to just reconnect, whenever you become aware there is a gap, then it will happen more and more, that it's just spontaneously there. And eventually your attention will go in so deep into that that you just don't lose it anymore.
Mm.
There's not a
That's
special
what I'm waiting for.
that there is not a
That's what I'm
special
waiting for.
trick, not a special technique, but just patiently continue to reconnect and relax and be open. And there we go in the right direction.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hario, Hario, Hario. Is there anybody else who would like to come? Okay, then let us finish the recorded satsang for today. Hario, Hario, Hario.